Yep, sure. And just so you know, your Instagram is going to be removed from the description box for disrespecting the platform. Here you go.
Platform is
okay. Well, you can have your calling outside. Elevators to the left. Hit 1. It'll bring you downstairs. Okay. All right. She just confronted us saying that we were lying and that she's going to sue us because we said, yo, she shoved Fresh, which she did.
You're saying I
now, yeah, she did shove him.
You're saying I assaulted
so now at this point, she's coming and confronting us. Yo, this is comedy, bro. This is comedy. Because we got to protect.
Yeah, I have interviewed tons of women, right? I almost had to kick somebody off the show, and she wasn't even on the show. She was in the audience. You know what I mean? Because she couldn't get it that you are not on the show. You can't talk over me on my show and you sitting off to the side. I had to tell her multiple times, yo, quiet, like be quiet. Then I turned to the girl that brought her and I'm like, yo, you know how I am. She gonna be leaving in a second. You know what I mean? And she told her to pipe down because, you know, it gets to that point. And one thing that I've also noticed with doing the show, we go through this whole thing in the beginning of the show. We let them know, listen, we don't take down any videos. We're not going to edit out anything that you said. We're not going to, you know, what you see is what you get. So if you say something on the show, stand on it because those comments going to get in your ass if you look crazy. One thing that they do is they don't understand how ridiculous they're making themselves look. If they say something that sounds crazy, if they're not able to correctly, like, you know, get their point across, then they review it back. And now we get all the, you this, and this, and why you ain't, I don't like how y'all made me look on the show and so on and so forth. And then they get volatile because they feel like they can say anything sometimes. They're just like these dudes saw. They'll do whatever they want to because they know there's no real threat to them, you know? So I don't mind him recording. I think that's more for their own safety because if you take a swing on me, somebody better be recording because I'm not going to hit you, but I might twist your arm up as soon as it come by me. You know what I mean? I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, keep your hands to yourself. Don't come with all that kind of energy because you can't choose how somebody's going to react. Those brothers might have recorded you. Somebody else might have knocked your head across the room.
And I think, like I said, it's different when we're dealing with these podcasts because there hasn't been a podcast I've seen that has been male-centered, that has had women on there, and things always go well. Because when they're male-centered, and especially when men challenge women, because the reality is when they come into these spaces, you're going to be challenged on the shit that you say. Whether you talk about the man in your life, whether you talk, I've seen women get challenged when they try to pray to be the best woman on the planet, and men start to dive into that and be like, wait, hold on, well, what does that mean? And expect, like, when you make it personal to them, when you don't make it personal to them, when you dismiss them, when, like, I've seen dudes across the board get all types of shit from women, and it could be, I've seen it happen to Trev, where he said, look, I'm just not going to talk to you no more. Who the fuck you think you are that you ain't going to talk to me? I've seen it happen to Marcus. Well, not really Marcus, because Marcus like to tell the ladies what they want to hear. He tell them what they want to hear.
Yeah, sweet.
I've seen him get it. I've seen Shannon get it. I've seen JR get it. Well, JR don't talk all that much. Yeah, Shannon, it came at you a couple times where it may not have
always get it from the niggas, Winnie.
But
it's always men.
But anytime you start to say it, and let's keep it a bean. This is what people in general. When you start to say shit that you start to challenge people's worldviews and how they think about things, and you say things that they don't like, they're gonna get with you. And these ladies are no different. But the reality is that when we in these spaces, it's debates and conversations, all that shit wrapped up in one. So I don't agree. I go at a woman just as hard as I go at a guy on these panels. Why? Because we all on here exchanging thoughts. And if you come up here and you say some shit, and it's some wild shit, expect it to be challenged. I don't treat any lady no different than when I was going at Kenny last week. I don't treat anybody no different than how I went at Marcus or Hink or, you know what I mean? Everybody, I'm an equal opportunity here. But what happens is they come into these spaces and they think, oh, I need you to treat me differently. I need you to let me just speak my shit and don't say nothing about it. And that's just not how we operate.
Stop raising your voice at me.
Yeah. And the thing is,
Right,
and the crazy thing is that men debate all the time. We argue all the time. Most of the most popular shows amongst men are all debate shows. Sports, when we talk politics, everything. Most of the most popular things that men watch are all debate related. Niggas on TV arguing. So when y'all enter into these spaces, be prepared to be challenged on your shit, because that's what we do. We don't let nobody on these panels let shit slide, especially Kenny. Kenny don't let shit slide. Hold on, let me go ahead and parse that out for you real quick. All the time. Shannon be sliding in on the back end, don't let shit slide, but he'll let you talk for about a half an hour before he has to say something. But like, that's the nature of what we do on here. So when ladies jump in, expect to get treated the same way. I'm not treating you no different. I'm gonna go back and forth with you the same way I go back and forth with everybody else.
All right. I'll go ahead and put that one to bed unless somebody else wanted to add something really quickly.
Yeah, let me add something. Because I have a feeling that a lot of people don't like what Fresh and them did in Myron. Listen, King, look, this is King Talk, right? We've been doing this show for 2.5 years. We started this show in the third quarter of 2021. We are going on 3 years since we started this show. And this show was designed to help young princes become kings and to help kings straighten their crown. Gentlemen, Law, the brother sitting next to me, said we need to bring shame. Do we want to bring shame back or not? Do we want accountability or not? Why do men have to be the bigger person to women that we are not responsible for? Why is that just expected? Why should men allow unruly women to get away with shit that we would not allow another man to get away with? We just played Pop the Balloon video in a previous episode, maybe 2 weeks back, where a chick smacked the guy's hand and she almost got knocked out of her shoes. This video, was it for content? Yes. Okay, granted. They want to go viral. He said he's going to put it in his Patreon. I get it. But it's also a teachable moment, this video. And he has young men watching and learning how to move in the world. And he has young women watching who need to learn how to move in the world. There are millions of men, and remember, I'm a male advocate, living in psychological prison because he's just supposed to take it from women. We just played a video where, like, I think Sweeney brought it up, a chick threw water on the Fugazi guy. The reality is this, and this is why I liked what I saw. She was on his TV. She was on their show, on their podcast. For whatever reason, she was removed from their podcast and kicked out of the apartment or out of the studio, wherever they were. She pulled up on them while they were eating dinner. I looked at his plate. Half his pasta was gone. She got unruly with them. I believe that men, kings, I'm talking to you, tell women they are wrong when they are. No more princess treatment, because it's not working out for men or women. It's not helping our relationships, and it's giving people a false sense of bravado.
So Shannon, real quick, could I ask you?
Be unapologetic when you tell them. Don't be nice. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't give them a cotton candy when you telling it to them, because you might save a life when you tell them this. It may be hard for you to do it. Because remember, Big Mama never wrong. And your little sisters, she can call on her cousins and her brother to come fight her battles for her that she started, that she was wrong about. Now you in prison for murder and somebody else's son is dead, and she goes on to live the life of ruining other motherfuckers' lives another day. Believe all women? Amber Heard, anybody? Jonathan Majors? Anybody? You can't
Hey,
even
that
run.
was a bar. Amber Heard anybody? That was a bar.
You can't even run from them on camera, and you still get convicted of 3rd-degree assault. So all I'm saying is, if accountability is like kryptonite to them, then make sure that the ones that's in your lives, the women, the little sisters, your daughters, your niece, is immune to that kryptonite, and they need to learn sometimes to show. Because if he wasn't recording, she almost wanted to pop him again. I believe that Fresh is like, yeah, you did. You hit me with the elbow. Oh no, I didn't do that. There's cameras. Yeah. Be unapologetic when you checking people, man. And like my man Law said, bring shame back. It's important because that's the only way a lot of people is going to get course corrected.
Go ahead, Trey. You want to ask him something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, would you have handled it the exact same way if you were in that predicament?
Yep, I certainly would have. I would have kept my hands to myself, and while I'm eating if me and Jay, if I pulled up on Jay, I'll be in Texas next month for the Black Manosphere Conclave. I'm gonna probably chase down JR, go have lunch with him or have breakfast. If somebody pulls up on me while I'm eating, a woman pulls up on me and she's mad at me for whatever reason, that wouldn't happen because ain't nobody mad at me right now. But if it happened, since you're saying this what if hypothetical scenario, yes, she needs to learn, keep your hands to yourself, or don't come fuck with me. Stay out of my space. Don't come push JR while he's eating his pasta, and don't get mad at me because I'm recording you and jump like you're gonna do something to me. Yes, I know I could whoop your ass up and down this restaurant. I'm not gonna do that unless you really want me to, but I'm not gonna do that. But you also need to know that what you're doing is wrong, because ain't nobody ever told you. That's as ghetto as I can say that, right? Nobody has ever told you that before. So let me be the one to inform you that what you're doing is bad behavior and you're unruly, and it won't be tolerated by men anymore.
Also, I think to also kind of further push down on Trev's question, I think also what he was asking is, like, would you have recorded it and say, I'm about to post this online and make money off of you? Well, when you challenge me, yeah. If you sat there and say you only do this because you think you're gonna make some money off me, you only doing this for clout, I can show you better than I can tell you. Yep, you goddamn right. I'm about to put you online and make a shit ton of money off your ass while you sitting up in this restaurant acting a damn fool. Because that's what she did. She said, oh, you only doing this for clout. You just doing it because you think you're gonna make some money off me. I sure will. Now what? Now you sitting on this restaurant looking crazy, and you about to get put online in my Patreon, and I'm about to make a bunch of Patreon money off your ignorant ass.
I
mean, but I feel y'all, but everybody just moved different. You know what I'm saying? Because if we talking king talk, I'll tell my princess, you shouldn't be having a woman like that in your vicinity or dealing with a woman like that, period, point blank. You know what I'm saying? Because she doesn't belong in a princess or a king's presence. You know what I mean? Like, you got to distance yourself from people like that. And then you can't go around thinking that you're going to save every unruly woman. Some women are scorned. Some women belong where they at. You got to keep the real ones around you, or else you're going to be bickering and fighting and lower yourself down to their level and start acting like the women. You know what I'm saying?
Do you do with Sherm when she breaks in your castle and starts acting that way?
She just probably going to have to deal with the consequences, bro. Because
what are those consequences?
I'm protecting myself by any means necessary from any human being.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Period.
Hold on, wait a minute. So
any human being, bro. I got kids. I got people that rely on me. So any unruly human being, no matter what the sex is, age, whatever, bro, has the capabilities to kill you or take you out.
Well, sure, I got that. But what I'm saying though is this is more of a joke than anything. So you mean to tell me that you, by any means necessary, that means that she can possibly catch these hands or this bullet, but you draw the line at arguing with her and recording her?
Nah, bro, because I wouldn't argue with a woman. No, I'm not doing that. But if you threaten my life or whatever, bro, yeah, you might get knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Period. Like, I know men that have died by getting stabbed by these women, bro. Like, this shit ain't a game, I know this person, like people that I know, like family members got killed over women doing stuff to them that were unruly. You You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't, me personally, I don't play those type of games with anybody. You know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, a woman has a knife, I should just you got to protect yourself by any means. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't lower my standards as a man bickering with somebody that I know is crazy, unruly, scorned, you know, or whatever. Like, I don't even have time for that. I'm not gonna stoop down to your level because
So,
I'm a
Sharon,
king. You ain't gonna see Barack Obama on the street going back and forth with a chick on the south side of Chicago talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not gonna happen.
You went back and forth with Trump.
No,
and that's what I mean. So you admitted that you have never experienced a woman like this. So I granted that maybe you just are you haven't been put in the position of somebody pulling up on you while you're peacefully eating dinner with your homie or your wife or your guard or your friends or whatever, and somebody just goes off on you. I get it. You haven't experienced that, but we can't say that Barack wouldn't do that. We can't say that I'm simply saying that I ain't saying that you need to go off and haul off and knock her head off, but I'm also saying that you can't allow unruly people to be unruly simply because you the man, because that behavior or taking that stance is going to empower and embolden people to think that they can do that to anybody. And what's going to happen is she's going to do that to somebody that ain't as cool and calm as you.
All
she's
right,
going to do
my
that to the
point
wrong
is
dude.
that you let an unruly woman on your podcast, on your platform, into your.
But you don't know that, cuz. Sherm, you don't know that. Listen. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know half of these women. I meet them that day in person.
Yeah, but you also got to know what he's
talking
talking about.
But
he's doing these things to provoke women to get them to react a certain way. So when they react crazy or whatever, come on, bro. We're talking about fresh and fit. We ain't talking about you.
Bro, I've seen the same behavior from all across the board, no matter the platform. Fresh and Fit ain't the only ones that get that reaction. And I've seen less said. It's not because I'm going to be real with you. I done been on this panel with a bunch of women, and they don't seem unruly until they get unruly. They will be kind and gentle when they first get up here. I've seen women literally come up here and say they changed just because of the nature of the show. Matter of fact, it was on Lapeef and Sunday. A woman literally got up there and said, "Oh, if you want me to be the villain, I'll be the villain." Just from the nature of the show. Was like, yeah, I'll get up here and just be like, damn, you're gonna get up here and just not be yourself. You're gonna get up here and just act a certain way. No, we want you to be yourself. But they would literally come up here and behave a certain way because they think that's what needs to be done. So, like, just simply going against them sometimes can get the worst out of a woman. And they come on cute, calm, collected, act nice, smile in your face, and then you say something wrong or something that they don't like, and next thing you know, they calling you bitches, your mama a bitch, you a hoe, and your little dick bastard, and everything under the sun.
Like? What was said that they didn't like?
Bro, it could be anything from women are hypergamous in nature to women would do you wrong and only come after you for your money, and they will sit there and go off because they think that you're talking about them personally. A lot of the time,
those are two triggering statements, bro.
What is that?
Did you notice that?
It can be, but why is it triggering to them if it's not you?
Yeah, but it's still triggering, bro.
Even if it was.
Like, men get triggered too based off of certain things. But you can't say just because you're not triggered that the next person will not be. You know what I mean? That's like a woman saying, "Oh man, niggas ain't shit." You looking like, what? No, I'll do this, I'll do that. I'll take care of my business, and you start tripping. But she's talking from her perspective. But you know what I'm saying? That shit's still triggered. You know what I mean?
But the thing is that we say things that are triggering. Sometimes the truth is triggering. Sometimes saying that, hey, most of y'all
subjective, bro. But I feel what you're saying.
Like some things like this, you're never gonna say something that everybody agrees with. The problem is how you react when you don't agree. And that's what we're just trying to tell you is that it don't take much for a woman to turn that switch. All she has to do is not agree with what you said. And not only not agree with what you said, but if she says something to challenge you, you go back and forth with her and say, no, I think it's this. And it's complete flip of the switch.